Okay, welcome. Bit busy in here today. The tracer goes for MOT tomorrow. It's what is it? The 10th of May, Saturday, Friday, 10th of May. Finished work. It's been a glorious day. The sun is out. Temperature's lovely. So the tracer goes in for MOT 9 o'clock tomorrow. So I've got a bit of work to do on that. Just clean the chain, do some odd bits and pieces, make sure she's nice and clean, etc. And everything's working. New indicators came for the Bosa. Nice, great big indicators. Also, we've got new seals. These are the rears. New bearings for the sprocket carrier and the actual wheel. So those are for the rear. Now, when I checked the rear, when the black wheels that was on the hooks were done when I got them ages ago. I don't know when that was, 10 years ago. Never been used. The rears are very good. The fronts are wrecked. So, also got new fronts, new front bearings, new seals, some fitment grease. So that's got to be done. But the very first messy job I got, clean the chain on the tracer. Right, so as promised, I'm going to go through this left-hand fork. So this is the old one that's come out of the bike. And you can't loosen the caps while it's on the bike unless you take everything off the top. So hopefully, I'm just going to loosen up the cap on this one. So again, as before, this is the one that's come out of the bike. We've loosened the cap off on the top. Now we've got to undo or slacken off at least the securing bolt for the cartridge in the bottom. Right, so we've loosened the top cap. We've loosened the bolt at the bottom, but it's spinning on the inside. So what we'll do now is take the top cap off, tip the oil out, and then we can use our special tool to hold the cartridge inside while we undo the bottom bolt. Right, so top cap is off. We're in the spring compressor, and our two bolts are located in the spacer either side. Now all we need to do is to extend the spring compressor so we can get to the nut that holds the. Right, so we've compressed the spring. That's now, the top cap's now loose. We can get to the bolt, put a little special tool in just to hold it in place so it doesn't drop down in, and we'll just undo that from the top cap. Okay, with the top cap off, we can take out the compression rod. Take out the special tool. And now we release the pressure on the spring compressor. So once it's out of the spring compressor, we can get the rest of the oil out and separate the two tubes. And then we can use our special tool to get the Allen key bolt out the bottom. The other thing to remember is just remember if you haven't got a workshop manual or anything like that, how it comes apart. Place all the bits and pieces in order so when it goes back together you know where it goes. Right, so we've got it all stripped down now. The cartridge is out. Got our cartridge holding tool, the best of whatever I've got on the outer tubes, top cap, bottom bolt, and the lovely Bittersex, which is the brand new tube with the caliper lug and compression adjustment on there. So now all we've got to do is put all that back together. Right, so we're partially back together. We're back in the spring compressor, just held with a bungee. We've got the special tool, which is just a bit of rubber hose on the cartridge. Now we fill the fork leg up with the specified 4-core. I've got 5 weight, like 4-core, which is the recommended for the Bosa. And then we use this very elaborate surgical instrument. So that distance there is set at 98mm, and then what we do is we put that in there, rest it on the top, suck the oil out so we know our air gap is exactly 98mm. 98mm is what it says in the Bible. So, next thing, put some full coil in it. Okay, so I've topped up with full coil. Found a little special tool. Just pump it up and down. You can actually feel when the cartridge fills back up with oil. It's nice and linear and smooth. The idea is to get all the air out. Right, with the backing and the spring compressed, we've got a special tool in to hold the cartridge up. You have to measure from the top of the thread to the top of the bolt nut to be 11 mil. So we've set our vernier gauge at 11 mil. That is spot on, and now we can screw the cap on. So there we have it. Once you've got your top cap on, you pull the out sleeve up, screw it back in, and there we have our completely refurbished shock with new tube. Settings, base settings, on the preload on ring number 5, 3 turns out on the rebound, and 9 turns out on the compression. And that's the standard settings. So all we've got to do now is put it back in the bike. So here we are, forks are back in the bike. Bike is off the ABBA stand. The only thing left now is the paintwork, which is going to cost me another arm and a leg. But there you go. So we have the new forks, new fork tubes, the bottom ends all in, all lovely. Indicators are sorted. That was the flasher unit. I had I'll tell you. So the indicators. I had an issue where someone had cut in, which I've got to fill the holes in for, little repeater indicators, which are somewhere. Where are they? Up here. These. Cut in the sides. So I didn't want those, so I've taken those out and rewired the indicators as standard. Anyway, they wouldn't flash properly. They would all flash, but like a bulb had gone, flash quickly. I might have mentioned it in a previous video. The you had a resistor in parallel across those repeaters. So I thought, oh, they're not LEDs, but maybe the wattage of the bulbs is a bit light, and they've put that in to make up for it. Put them in, worked fine. The new indicators, which I'll show you. There they are. The new indicators. Where are we? There you go. So that's the new indicators. The rear anyway, the front's standard. So yeah, wired it up with the resistor in parallel. Fantastic, working. Started the bike up, started flashing again. Oh, so it'd flash maybe 3 or 4 times normally, and then it'd go all flickery and get all mad. So rather than start to rewire, because I've rewired them all, tester taped them, put proper connection blocks on the ends. I thought, right, okay, I'll buy a new flasher unit just in case it was a flasher unit before investigating further. Anyway, flasher unit came with the fork leg. Today's been the first day, and with Tony's help, he didn't want to be on camera, but with his help, we got everything done. Put the new flasher unit in, works a treat. So it was the flasher unit. So it was a bit old and corroded, but it's just finally given up the ghost. So as you can see, not the greatest, but not working. So yeah, that's it. We're done. The next thing for me anyway is tyres. Got to get new tyres. These are pilots on here, but they're 2007. Again, I might have mentioned in a previous video that I hadn't used them since I changed the bearings. Sorted the bearings out in the front, new bearings in the back. Black wheels are on, which I'm loving. it's all ready to go. So I've had another issue, and this is one that I tried to fix before, but never quite worked out. So this is the issue that I've got. The little pip in the top there. I put a cotter pin in to locate into the bar end, but it didn't hold. It popped out. I might try and put it in again, see how we go. But yeah, it's another new one I've got to get. So for that, I'll see if I can get one from Fowler's if it's not too expensive. Having said that, everything is expensive. I am chuffed to bits. So yes, get that new bar end. I'll do something temporarily for now, but get that sorted. So at least I can move the bike about without it messing up. I think tax, insure, MOT it. So until I can get the money together to do the colour change, it'll at least I can get out on it and ride it. So that I really can't wait for. That won't be too long. So I'll get all of that done and hopefully do another video. I've got a new chin mount on my shark helmet, my full face shark helmet, which I've done purely for this time. So you know, when it was time to ride it, I can take you on the very first outing. So with all that done, I'll say goodbye for this one and just give you a last look around the bike.